Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview this upcoming VCT Americas Stage 2 for playoffs. My guest at this time is Bang of Sentinels coming up for their match against Cloud9, winning to thus move on to the upper bracket finals of said competition. So Bang, thank you so much for the opportunity. Job well done on the result. As you guys can see, I'm not really worried the usual room. Don't worry about that. That's not important. First and foremost to you, how does it feel to finish this match with a victory?
It feels great, especially because I feel like I didn't really play very well. I feel like I just know that I have like four players who are just able to win me the game even if I can't. So it's honestly a great feeling. I'm happy that we got the win, and yeah, it's a good feeling. We just definitely need to clean up a lot of things outside of that. Just a lot of mistakes I feel like today, but honestly, I think C9 really showed up, and they're showing a pretty good playoff form. Like they're definitely a scary team in the lower bracket for sure.
You said a very different C9 team compared to the one in which you guys faced off earlier on in the regular season. Going all three maps this time, much more different affair. What are some of the biggest differences that you've seen from this C9 team in terms of comparing the previous match and today?
I feel like they honestly played with a lot more like. I feel like they played with a lot more confidence for sure. With what they were doing and the calls they were making, I feel like they didn't really hesitate, and they felt like they were on the same page for a lot of their rounds. I didn't really feel like they were like just had a lot of gaps, which is what I feel like what we exploited. I don't even think we played great in our match against them. I honestly feel like they didn't play very well at all, and they gave us a lot of openings that we otherwise wouldn't have gotten if they were just more strict on themselves and just I don't know. In a lot of their post plans, they were doing like things that were just they were just leaving a lot of gaps. So I feel like they tightened up big time ever since we played them. They have been looking better. Yeah, I know they just lost their match against G2, but I still feel like they won against Lev, but before that, the end of their regular season, they lost against G2, and it was kind of it wasn't really that close. But I still feel like they played a lot better today, and it was a lot to do with confidence.
In essence, back and forth type of affair in this series, winning with you guys winning on Crowd and then them responding in kind of icebox, and then everything came to a head on Lotus. You guys had that clear early lead in the first half, but then Cloud9 made it a little bit more interesting in the second half when they were on attacking side. Just walk me through how difficult it was to fend off Cloud9 in those final sets of rounds on Lotus, and in essence, what made the difference in that final map?
I feel like we had like a lot of good reads. There was just some unfortunate rounds. Remembering back, like we just made some small mistakes, but we had the right reads and we were usually in the right spot in the round. And we gave ourselves a lot of good opportunities to win the rounds. Obviously, they sometimes just hit their shots and we didn't, and they were able to open up the rounds. But I feel like macro-wise, we really were playing a really good game, and we were never really confused with what was happening during that final map. And obviously, I think we because of that, we were just winning rounds in general. But like, it took us, I feel like, longer than usual for us to close it out and get it. And just kind of like take over with our lead. I feel like it's a lot cleaner for us. Like whenever we have that kind of lead and we're winning in the macro game, a lot of the times like we just are able to win the game pretty quickly. And I don't know how micro issues came like across today. Like I said, we're just sometimes losing fights and just they're hitting insane shots. Honestly, is really what it is in my eyes in that map. So we just had to wait for the right time to for a chance to beat them, basically.
As you guys were able to come out of this on top and continue on forward into the upper bracket finals. Another question regarding this series, real quick. It's once again another instance in which you guys played the corrode, and it's another instance in which you guys came out on top on the winning end. At this point, I feel like you're the team that's played this map more and has been able to see more success in this stage. What has you guys being so dominant, so effective on corrode compared to other teams?
I think we have the map figured out in a very simple way. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I feel like we have a really good read on the map, and we understand how you need to play it on both sides. So yeah, it makes it really easy once you just have a good fundamental understanding of how the map needs to be played. And I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of the teams in in Americas right now don't have that same understanding. But yeah, I don't want to delve too much into that more than what I just said. It's just basically I feel like we understand the map in a pretty simple way, and it helps us win.
For sure, it's definitely understand, that kind of answer. And, obviously, with this playoff run, you guys continue on board awaiting the winner of, I believe, NRG and G2 we're playing right now at the time of the recording. More so focusing on yourself and just looking at your perspective as to this team's form in stage 2, given how you guys have performed in this entire year. You guys already have your ticket in champion secured, and so I want to ask you, Bang, about that aspect first and foremost. Making champions first time ever for yourself. How good this must be for you to be such a contributing member for you to help this team get to that point. Just continue this form even right now in playoffs.
Yeah. Fact check. Yeah, it's actually my second time making champions. I made it in 2022 with the 100 Thieves roster, but you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Thank you so much for the correction, man.
Obviously, it's an amazing feeling knowing that you're locked in for champions. It feels like all the hard work paid off, and that's really all the answer is. It really is just like such a validating feeling that everything that you put into, all the hours that you put into the game, just ungodly hours, thinking, hard conversations, all that stuff as actually doing something, and you're actually getting somewhere. It's a feeling that I feel like a lot of teams still like. It sucks because I feel like a lot of teams have the ability, or like they have these hard conversations. They put so many hours in, and not all of them have the chance to make champions. And all of them have the team might just not fit, and it just doesn't work out. But they're all putting in insanely hard work and have a good work ethic. It just sucks. I know what that feels like, and it really feels great to not be in that situation and being able to be confident in my team, knowing that we made champions. We are a top team in Americas. We can be the best team in Americas, and I firmly believe that. It really is just it's a great feeling being able to make all the internationals I have this year and qualify for champions with this team.
Said it right there. Appreciate the correction right then and there. Back then in that 2022 season, you were kind of still green, playing in Tier 1, having not much reps as to like other teammates, or maybe kind of in the same level as the rest of your teammates at that time. You compare that to now, which at this point you're already a seasoned veteran. You've been playing in Tier 1 for many years, so at this point, it'd be fair to call you a veteran in this region. So how do you kind of compare yourself from 2022 to 2024, now that you're more seasoned, been able to compete in more internationals and the like? How do you kind of compare yourself?
I definitely feel like I improved a lot as a player, just in many aspects. I feel like in many things, like talking to my teammates, something as simple as that. Obviously, I feel like mechanically I've improved, and just like my comms have improved a lot since back then. Because when I was a rookie, pretty early, like you're saying in 2022, I feel like the only thing I really had going for me was just the fact that I had pretty good rhyme, but my comms were pretty all over the place, and I was definitely not super confident. I was confident, but I wasn't anywhere near as confident as I am now. And I feel like, it's a completely different perspective playing back then versus now. I feel like there's a lot more you have to take in and a lot more things you have to like worry about, and also just kind of be aware of. It's just like a completely different game. I feel like I'm playing. Like, that's really all it is. It's like being more responsible is basically, I think, the biggest thing that I've changed I kind of evolved as a player. Just being a more responsible person outside the game and inside the game.
For yourself and this current team that you are in Sentinels. And so now putting the attention back onto this stage 2 playoff run. One more question before I wrap this one up. NRG, G2, do you got a preference as to who you want to face and why?
I want to face. I feel like it'd be fun to face NRG, but obviously playing G2, I just want as many matches against them as possible, because if I would get to play them and then they win and we win, play them in the lower bracket, like we have an even record if we beat them twice and we make it to grand finals. So That's the hope. We're really competitive against those guys, and I'm sure they're aware of it. But yeah, we definitely want to be the best team in Americas, and I feel like in order to get there, we have to beat them. So
kind of chance may happen for you and this team later on down the line, whether it's, next round, lower bracket, upper bracket, grand finals, who knows? We'll see what happens. And so, Bang, appreciate the time for the interview as always. And of course, best of luck goes to you for the rest of the way.